In Lingdu, a seemingly ordinary urban youth named Lin Yi accidentally triggered an ancestral mysterious spell, opening the entrance to the underworld. He found himself not only possessing knowledge of modern technology, but also inheriting the lost cultivation secrets of his family. Lin Yi's dual identity allows him to navigate between two worlds with ease, but at the same time, it also becomes the focus of conflict between the two worlds. Chapter 1. Mysterious Charms. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lingdu, the heart of this future city, attracts the attention of people from all over the world with its unique charm. The towering skyscraper stands like a steel giant, while the suspended aerial garden blooms with vitality in the clouds. However, behind the prosperity of this city lies an unknown secret. The Underworld. Lin Yi, an ordinary urban youth, has short black hair and a pair of curious eyes. His life is simple and regular, working as a researcher in a technology company during the day and immersing himself in the study of his family's ancient secrets at night. These secret books record an ancient immortal method, but Lin Yi never truly believed in their power. He always thinks, if these immortal methods really exist, why would his family fall to the current level? One evening, Lin Yi was conducting an experiment on quantum communication in the laboratory. The talisman in his hand, an ancient jade pendant, suddenly emitted a faint light under the influence of the quantum field. Lin Yi looked at this scene in surprise, knowing that it was not accidental. He carefully placed the jade pendant on the experimental platform and adjusted the parameters of the instrument. As energy gathered, the light of the jade pendant became brighter and brighter, eventually forming a small light gate. At that moment, the door of the laboratory was pushed open. Qing, a female researcher wearing professional attire, walked into the laboratory. There was a hint of surprise in her eyes, obviously she didn't expect to see such a scene here. Lin Yi, what are you doing? There was a hint of nervousness in Qing's voice. Lin Yi turned around and tried to explain, Qing, I'm conducting an experiment on quantum communication. Qing's gaze fell on the glowing jade pendant, and her gaze became complicated. Where did you get that jade pendant? Lin Yi hesitated for a moment. He knew that Qing was a member of the Guardian of Lingdu, but she never mentioned her true identity. This is a relic of my family, said to be left by ancient cultivators. After a moment of silence, Qing slowly said, Lin Yi, you may not know that spirit is not as simple as what you see. There are some things that it's best not to touch. Lin Yi felt a wave of unease as he realized that Qing might know something he didn't know. At this moment, the laboratory lights suddenly went out, and the entire space was shrouded in a mysterious force. Lin Yi and Qing both felt a strong attraction as they were sucked into the light gate. When they opened their eyes again, they found themselves in a completely different world. There are ancient buildings and crowds dressed in ancient costumes here, and the air is filled with fairy spirit. Lin Yi realized that they had entered the underworld. Where is this? Lin Yi's voice was filled with shock. Qing tightly grasped Lin Yi's hand, her gaze firm. This is the underworld, an ancient and mysterious place. We must be careful, this place is full of unknown dangers. The two began to explore this new world, but soon discovered that the residents of the underworld were not friendly to their arrival. They were surrounded by a group of people wearing black robes, led by a middle-aged man with a cold and stern face. Mo Wutris. Welcome to the underworld, outsiders. Mo Wutris' voice was low and threatening. Your arrival has shattered the tranquility here. Lin Yi and Qing tried to explain, but Mo Wuchen did not agree. He ordered his subordinates to take the two of them to a dark dungeon. There, they met an old mischievous child, a seemingly elderly but spirited old man. The old mischievous boy told them that he was a distant relative of the Lin family and also a reclusive cultivator. He explained that there is an ancient contract between the underworld and the spiritual capital, which maintains the balance between the two worlds. But Immortal attempted to break this contract and used the power of modern technology to control the spiritual capital. Lin Yi and Qing realized that they must find a way to return to the Spirit City while preventing Immortal's conspiracy. The old mischievous child decided to help them. He taught Lin Yi some basic immortal techniques, hoping that he could use these knowledge to survive in the underworld. Qing used her intelligence and identity as a guardian of the Spirit City to start searching for clues to return to the Spirit City. In the following days, under the guidance of the old mischievous boy, Lin Yi and Qing gradually mastered the surface of some immortal techniques. They learned how to use immortal techniques to perceive the surrounding environment and how to use immortal power to protect themselves. However, they also found that the residents of the underworld were becoming increasingly hostile towards them, and Immortal's power was constantly expanding. One night, Immortal's subordinates suddenly attacked the dungeon, attempting to bring Lin Yi and Qing back to Immortal's palace. In a fierce battle, Lin Yi and Qing successfully repelled the enemy with their newly learned immortal techniques. But they know that this is just a temporary victory, and Immortal will not easily let them go. With the help of the old mischievous child, Lin Yi and Qing finally found a way back to the spiritual capital. They passed through a light gate composed of immortal powers and returned to the familiar city. But their hearts were filled with worries, because they knew that the crisis in the underworld had not been resolved, and Immortal's conspiracy continued. After returning to the Spirit City, Lin Yi and Qing immediately reported the situation in the underworld to the guardians of the Spirit City. The guardians decided to take action to stop Immortal's plan. Lin Yi and Qing also joined this struggle, not only to protect their homeland, but also to uncover deeper secrets between the underworld and the spiritual capital. As the story unfolds, Lin Yi and Qing will face more challenges, as they will have to find a balance between modern technology and ancient immortality, while also uncovering the truth about their identities. And all of this began with that mysterious spell and the doors to the two worlds it opened. Chapter 2. Guardians of Spiritual Capital. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Yi and Qing stood in the dungeon of the underworld, surrounded by cold stone walls and dim lights. The words of the old mischievous child echoed in their minds, and they realized that they were in an unknown and dangerous world. Qing's eyes sparkled with determination as she tightly grasped Lin Yi's hand, as if silently telling him that no matter what happened, she would stand by his side. We must find a way back, Qing whispered, her voice echoing in the open dungeon. Lin Yi nodded and his gaze scanned the dungeon, searching for possible exits. He knows that they cannot sit here and wait for death. He took out the glowing jade pendant from his pocket, hoping to find some clues. The jade pendant seems to be more active in the air of the underworld, with a flickering light. This jade pendant seems to have some connection with this world, Lin Yi analyzed. Perhaps it can take us back. Qing looked closely and a hint of surprise flashed in her eyes. The runes on this jade pendant. I have seen similar patterns in ancient books of Lingdu. They are ancient symbols of immortality and may contain powerful power. At that moment, the door of the dungeon suddenly opened. A group of people in black walked in, their eyes indifferent, holding weapons that flickered with cold light. Led by a man wearing a black robe, his gaze was profound, as if he could discern the heart. Outsiders, you have entered the underworld, and now you will serve our master. The man's voice was deep and powerful. Lin Yi and Qing exchanged a glance, knowing that they must unite in order to have a chance to escape. Qing quickly drew a small dagger from her waist, while Lin Yi tightly grasped the jade pendant, ready to use the immortal technique at any time. The people in black approached step by step, and Lin Yi took a deep breath. He closed his eyes, focused, and tried to communicate with the immortal power in the jade pendant. Suddenly, the jade pendant emitted a dazzling light, illuminating the entire dungeon. Lin Yi felt a powerful force surge into his body. He opened his eyes and found that his vision had become exceptionally clear, and the movements of each person in black had become slow. Now, Lin Yi shouted as he and Su Qing launched attacks simultaneously. Su Qing's dagger flashed like lightning, while Lin Yi used his immortal power to create beams of light, repelling the incoming enemies. The battle was intense and brief, and Lin Yi and Su Qing, with their tacit cooperation, successfully repelled the man in black. They quickly escaped from the dungeon and arrived on the streets of the underworld. The architectural style here is completely different from that of Lingdu, simple and mysterious, with few pedestrians on the streets and an oppressive atmosphere in the air. "We must find the old mischievous child," Su Qing said. "He may know how to return to the Spirit City." They shuttled through the streets of the underworld, searching for the traces of the old mischievous child. Just as they were about to despair, a familiar figure appeared in their sight. The old mischievous child is sitting in front of an ancient tea house, leisurely sipping tea. "You've finally arrived," the old mischievous child said with a smile. "I knew you would come looking for me." Lin Yi and Su Qing breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had found hope. The old mischievous boy told them that in order to return to the Spirit City, they needed to find the exit of the underworld, which was hidden deep in the underworld and guarded by powerful immortal magic. "I will help you, but you must be prepared," the old mischievous child said seriously. "The depths of the underworld are full of unknown dangers, and you need to learn how to use immortal techniques to protect yourself." In the following days, Lin Yi and Su Qing began their arduous cultivation under the guidance of the old mischievous child. They learned basic immortal techniques, how to perceive and control the surrounding spiritual energy, and how to apply these powers in battles. Lin Yi's progress is particularly remarkable, as he seems to be born with a keen perception of immortality. Finally, they were ready and embarked on a journey to find the exit from the underworld. They have traversed the forests, mountains, and deserts of the underworld, enduring countless trials. In a battle against the beasts of the underworld, Lin Yi even showed extraordinary strength, which made Su Qing look at Lin Yi with admiration. By chance, they discovered an ancient stone tablet with a clue to the exit engraved on it. They followed the instructions on the stone tablet and finally found the exit hidden deep in the underworld. The exit is protected by a powerful barrier of immortality, and only true guardians can pass through. Lin Yi and Su Qing stood in front of the barrier, knowing that this was their final test. Lin Yi took a deep breath and pressed the jade pendant tightly against the barrier. The light of the jade pendant shone again, resonating with the immortal power on the barrier. The barrier slowly opened, revealing the passage to the spiritual capital. "We did it," Su Qing said excitedly. Lin Yi smiled and nodded, and they could finally go home. But they also know that this is just the beginning, and they have more challenges waiting for them. They walked through the passage and returned to the familiar spiritual capital. But their hearts are filled with determination. No matter what the future holds, they will bravely face it. Chapter 3. Shadows of the Underworld. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Yi and Su Qing stood at the top of the tall buildings in Lingdu, overlooking this bustling city. As night falls, neon lights flicker, creating a stark contrast between the hustle and bustle of the city and the silence of the underworld. They knew that although they had returned to the spiritual capital, the shadow of the underworld still shrouded in their hearts. Immortal will not stop here. Su Qing looked into the distance with a hint of worry in her voice. Lin Yi nodded, knowing that Su Qing was right. Immortal's ambition and power, as well as his threat to the spiritual capital, are all realities that they must face. "We need to find more allies," Lin Yi said. "Only by uniting can we resist the forces of the underworld." Su Qing nodded in agreement, knowing that Lin Yi was right. They decided to first report their experience to the guardians of the spiritual capital and seek their help. Guardians are a group of mysterious beings who guard the secrets of the spiritual capital and maintain the peace of the city. In the secret meeting room of the Guardian, Lin Yi and Su Qing described in detail their experiences in the underworld. The Guardians looked solemn upon hearing this. They knew that Immortal's actions had exceeded their expectations, and the safety of Lingdu was in jeopardy. "We must take action," said the leader of the Guardians, a middle-aged man named Feng Xing. His gaze was firm, revealing an unquestionable determination. Immortal's goal is not just to control the underworld, he wants the entire spiritual capital. Lin Yi and Qing were assigned an important task: to search for and protect key figures who could influence the war situation. Some of these characters possess powerful immortal techniques, while others possess the technology to change the battlefield. Their safety is crucial for the future of the spiritual capital. In the following weeks, Lin Yi and Qing will shuttle through the streets and alleys of Lingdu, searching for those key figures. They encountered various people, some willing to join them, while others ignored their requests. But no matter how many difficulties they encountered, Lin Yi and Qing never gave up. By chance, Lin Yi discovered an ancient book in an antique shop. This book records a long-lost immortal technique that is said to enhance the power of guardians. Lin Yi realized that this could be the key to their fight against Immortal. He told Qing and the guardians about this discovery. The popular leader decided to personally study this book and try to master the immortal techniques within it. In the next few days, the leader of Fengxing will practice in seclusion, while Lin Yi and Qing will continue their mission. However, just as they thought everything was under control, Immortal's forces suddenly launched an attack. They launched a fierce attack on Lingdu using high-tech weapons. The guardians of Lingdu fought hard to resist, but Immortal's army was numerous and well-equipped, making the defense line of Lingdu precarious. In this sudden crisis, Lin Yi and Qing realized that they must take more direct action. They decided to infiltrate Immortal's space in search of opportunities to sabotage his plan. This is a dangerous task, but for the sake of the spiritual capital, they are willing to take risks. In a fierce infiltration operation, Lin Yi and Qing successfully destroyed Immortal's arsenal and weakened his army. But their actions were also exposed, as they were pursued by Immortal's henchmen. During their escape, Lin Yi and Qing met Lin Yi. This mysterious woman seems to have a special interest in Lin Yi. She helped them escape the pursuit and took them to a safe place. "Your courage is admirable," Blue Heart said, "but you need stronger strength to fight against Immortal." Lin Yi and Qing realized that they needed more allies and more strength. They decided to continue searching for those key figures, while also searching for ways to enhance their strength. As the story unfolds, Lin Yi and Qing gradually uncover deeper secrets between the underworld and the spiritual capital. They found that this conflict was not just a war between two worlds, but also a struggle related to fate and freedom. Chapter 4. The Challenge of Dual Identity. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 5. The Wisdom of the Old Naughty Boy. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. As Immortal's power was weakened, the guardians of the Spirit City had a chance to catch their breath. However, Lin Yi and Qing knew that this victory was only temporary. Although Immortal has been sealed, his followers are still restless in the dark, searching for opportunities to make a comeback. In order to completely eliminate this threat, they must find deeper solutions. At the suggestion of the fashion leader, Lin Yi and Qing decided to visit the old mischievous boy again. They believe that this reclusive cultivator must possess deeper wisdom that can help them find a thorough solution to their problems. They walked through the bustling streets of Lingdu and arrived at the hiding place of the old mischievous child. This is a peaceful place surrounded by immortal power, in stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of the outside world. The old mischievous child was sitting under an ancient tree, closing his eyes and recuperating, as if isolated from the world. "You're back." The old mischievous child opened his eyes and looked at them with a smile. "I knew you would come find me." Lin Yi and Qing told the old mischievous child about their experiences and the threat posed by Immortal. After listening, The old mischievous child pondered for a long time and slowly said, "The power of Mo comes from his control over the underworld and the spiritual capital. To completely eliminate this threat, you must find a way to make the two worlds coexist harmoniously." Harmonious coexistence. Lin Yi asked in confusion, how could this be possible? Mo's ambition is to rule everything. The old mischievous child nodded and said, "I know it's difficult, but it's not impossible. You need to find a balance that can be accepted by both the underworld and the spirit. This requires both wisdom and courage." Qing pondered as she suddenly thought of something. "Old mischievous child, do you know the legendary Bridge of Two Realms? It is an ancient building that connects the underworld and the spiritual capital. It is said to be able to reconcile the power of two worlds." The old mischievous child's eyes flashed with a glimmer of light. "The Bridge of Two Realms, that is an ancient legend, it does exist. But to find it, you need to solve an ancient mystery." Lin Yi and Qing decided to accept this challenge. They bid farewell to the old mischievous boy and embarked on a journey to find the Bridge of the Two Realms. They first returned to the underworld, hoping to find clues there. The residents of the underworld were still full of hostility towards their arrival, but Lin Yi and Qing gradually gained the trust of some residents with their wisdom and courage. Guided by an elder from the underworld, they arrived at an ancient library. Here lies the history and knowledge of the underworld, and perhaps information about the Bridge of Two Realms can be found. They browsed through a large number of ancient books in the library and finally found clues in an old scroll. The scroll records an ancient prophecy. When the Bridge of Two Realms reappears, the light of peace will illuminate both worlds. Find the lost guardians, who will guide your path. Lin Yi and Qing realized that they needed to find those lost guardians. They began searching around the underworld and eventually found the descendants of the guardians in a forgotten temple. The descendants of these guardians possess ancient knowledge and power, and they are willing to help Lin Yi and Qing. With the help of the descendants of the guardians, Lin Yi and Qing finally found the location of the Double Realm Bridge. It is hidden deep in the underworld and protected by powerful immortal power. They must pass a series of tests in order to approach this mysterious bridge. The test was exceptionally difficult, but Lin Yi and Qing overcame it one by one with their courage and wisdom. In the end, they stood in front of the Bridge of Two Realms. This bridge spans between two worlds, emitting a soft light as if it is a symbol of peace. Lin Yi and Qing know that they have found the key to solving the problem. They decided to inform the guardians of the Spirit City and the residents of the underworld about the existence of the Bridge of the Two Realms. They believe that through this bridge, two worlds can achieve peace and common prosperity. Chapter 5 concludes. Chapter 6. Revelation of Prophecy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 7. Undercurrent Surging. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With the establishment of the Bridge of Two Realms, communication between the Spirit City and the Underworld has become increasingly frequent, and residents of both worlds have begun to explore the possibility of peaceful coexistence together. However, beneath this surface harmony, an undercurrent surges and some unknown forces are quietly brewing. Lin Yi and Qing, as core members of the Peace Committee, are well aware of the fragility of this peace. They constantly shuttle between two worlds, striving to maintain this hard-earned balance. However, they also gradually realized that Mo's followers had not completely disappeared, and they were secretly forming alliances, planning new conspiracies. One day, Lin Yi ran into a mysterious woman on the street of Lingdu. She claimed to be a traveler in the underworld and showed a strong interest in the Bridge of Two Realms. The woman's gaze revealed an indescribable depth, which made Lin Yi feel a little uneasy. He tried to talk to her and understand her purpose, but the woman always avoided answering and just smiled faintly, as if hiding some secret. At the same time, Qing also felt an unusual atmosphere at a meeting in the underworld. Some elders who originally supported peace have begun to question the open policy of the Two Realms Bridge, fearing that it will lead to the assimilation of the culture of the underworld by the spiritual capital. Su Qing realized that these doubts were not unfounded, and there may be deeper reasons behind them. Lin Yi and Su Qing decided to work together to investigate these abnormal phenomena. They first returned to the Bridge of Two Realms, hoping to find clues from it. In the center of the bridge, they found a forgotten altar with some ancient runes carved on it. The old mischievous child once told them that these runes are the guardian spells of the Bridge of Two Realms, which can maintain balance between the two worlds. Lin Yi and Su Qing began to study these runes and found that they contained powerful immortal power, but also hidden a destructive force. They realized that if these powers were improperly used, the Bridge of Two Realms could become the source of disaster. Just as they delved deeper into their research, Immortal's followers launched a surprise attack. They utilized the immortal power of the Twin Realms Bridge to create a chaos. The residents of Lingdu and the Underworld have fallen into panic, and the authority of the Peace Council has been challenged. Lin Yi and Su Qing quickly organized their guardians, and they must find Immortal's followers in the chaos to stop their conspiracy. In a fierce chase, they finally discovered the hiding place of Immortal's followers. Originally, they had been secretly studying the runes of the Twin Realms Bridge, attempting to use these powers to control two worlds. Lin Yi and Su Qing led their guardians to engage in a fierce battle with Immortal's followers. In the battle, Lin Yi cleverly utilized the immortal power of the Twin Realms Bridge to defeat Immortal's followers one by one. They successfully protected the Bridge of Two Realms and prevented the occurrence of disasters. After the battle, Lin Yi and Su Qing realized that they needed to strengthen the protection of the Shuangjia Bridge. They proposed setting up guardians at both ends of the bridge to ensure that no one could abuse their divine power. At the same time, they also began to strengthen education for the residents of the two worlds, enabling them to understand the importance of the Bridge of Two Realms and the value of peaceful coexistence. Over time, the Bridge of Two Realms has once again become a symbol of peace. The residents of Lingdu and the Underworld cherish this peace even more, working together to make both worlds more prosperous. Chapter 7 concludes. Chapter 8. Su Qing's Test. You are listening at novelfull.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 9. The Secret of Blue Heart. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With the threat of the Shadow Child successfully sealed, the peace between the Spirit City and the Underworld seems to have stabilized. However, during this seemingly calm period, there was always a mystery in the hearts of Lin Yi and Su Qing. The true identity of Lin Yi. Since they met in the Underworld, Blue Heart has been appearing in their lives with a mysterious identity. She seems to have a special interest in Lin Yi, but has never revealed her past. One day, while patrolling the Guardian checkpoint of the Twin Realms Bridge, Lin Yi unexpectedly discovered the figure of Blue Heart. She stood alone on the edge of the bridge, gazing into the abyss below, as if pondering something. Lin Yi walked up and asked softly, "Blue Heart, what are you thinking?" Blue Heart turned around, a hint of surprise flashed in her eyes, but soon calmed down again. "Lin Yi, I'm just admiring the beauty of this bridge," she replied with a smile. Lin Yi knew that Blue Heart had not revealed the entire truth. He decided not to avoid anymore and asked directly, "Blue Heart, are you really just a traveler in the Underworld? You seem to have a deeper understanding of us and the Bridge of Two Realms." After a moment of silence, Lin Yi slowly said, "Lin Yi, I know you have many questions. Today, I will tell you everything." She took Lin Yi to a secret place where her secrets were hidden. In a quiet garden, Blue Heart told her story. Originally, she was not an ordinary resident of the Underworld, but a descendant of an ancient family in the Underworld. Her family was once the guardian of the Bridge of Two Realms. However, in a sudden disaster, her family was almost wiped out, and only she survived. "I have been searching for a way to rebuild the glory of my family," Blue Heart said, until I met you, Lin Yi. Your appearance has shown me hope. After hearing this, Lin Yi's heart was filled with shock. He never imagined that Blue Heart's background was so complex. He asked, "So, why are you helping us?" Blue Heart gave Lin Yi a deep glance and said, "Because I believe that you and Su Qing can bring true peace. Your kindness and courage have shown me the continuation of the family mission." Lin Yi was deeply moved by Lin Xian's words. He realized that Blue Heart had been silently supporting them, even though her identity and motives remained a mystery. He decided that regardless of Blue Heart's past, he would trust her because their common goal was to protect the Bridge of Two Realms and maintain peace between the two worlds. In the following months, Lin Yi and Lin Xian worked together to guard the Bridge of Two Realms. Their relationship became more intimate, and Blue Heart gradually integrated into the big family of the spiritual capital and the underworld. Her wisdom and strength have become valuable assets of the Peace Council. However, just as everything seemed smooth, a new crisis quietly arrived. An unknown force began to affect the Bridge of Two Realms, and the immortal power on the bridge began to become unstable. Lin Yi and Su Qing realized that this could be a new enemy secretly causing trouble. They decided to join forces again to uncover the truth behind this force. In an in-depth investigation, they discovered an astonishing fact. This power came from an ancient underworld power that attempted to use the power of the Bridge of Two Realms to achieve their goals. Lin Yi and Su Qing know that they must stop this force. They gathered all members of the Peace Council, including Blue Heart, to jointly develop a plan. They decided to use the power of the Bridge of Two Realms to create a trap and lure this force to appear. In a carefully planned operation, they successfully exposed the true face of this force. Originally, they were remnants of Immortal's forces, who had been secretly plotting revenge. In a fierce battle, Lin Yi and Su Qing, with their wisdom and courage, once again protected the safety of the Double Realm Bridge. Chapter 9 concludes. Chapter 10. Integration of Technology and Immortal Law. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After successfully thwarting the conspiracy of the remaining forces of Immortal, the peace between Lingdu and the underworld was once again consolidated. However, Lin Yi and Su Qing realized that to ensure long-term peace, they needed deeper reforms. They began to think about how to combine technology with immortality to create a new force that could protect the bridge between the two realms and promote the development of the two worlds. Lin Yi proposed a bold idea. To establish a research laboratory dedicated to studying how to integrate modern technology with ancient immortal methods. This laboratory will become the crystallization of the wisdom of two worlds and a symbol of peace and progress. Su Qing and Lin Xian expressed support for this idea, believing that it will be the key to maintaining peace. With the help of popular leaders, the laboratory was quickly established near the Bridge of Two Realms. Here, top scientists and cultivators from both the spiritual capital and the underworld gather to explore the fusion of technology and immortality. As the head of the laboratory, Lin Yi not only needs to coordinate experts from two worlds, but also personally participates in the research. In his daily work in the laboratory, Lin Yi gradually realized that the integration of technology and immortality is not an easy task. There is a fundamental difference between the two, where technology relies on logic and empirical evidence, while the laws of immortality rely on perception and cultivation. Finding the balance between the two has become their biggest challenge. By chance, Lin Yi discovered a technique called Spirit Net while studying an ancient immortal magic secret book. This technology can convert immortal power into data and process it through specific algorithms, thereby achieving precise control of immortal power. Lin Yi realized that this could be the answer they had been searching for. He immediately informed the laboratory team of this discovery. In the following months, they conducted a large number of experiments around the spiritual web technology. They have successfully developed a device called Lingdu, which can seamlessly connect Xianli with technological devices, achieving the integration of the two. With the successful development of the Lingwang core, the research results of the laboratory have begun to be applied in 2 worlds. The residents of Lingdu began using transportation driven by immortal power, while cultivators in the underworld use technological equipment to assist in their cultivation. This integration not only improves people's quality of life, but also provides new possibilities for peaceful coexistence between the 2 worlds. However, just as everything seemed to be going smoothly, a new problem emerged. Some cultivators have started to overly rely on technological equipment and neglect the cultivation of immortal techniques. They believe that as long as they have the spiritual web core, they can easily gain power without the need for further effort. This trend has raised concerns for Lin Yi and Qing. They realized that the integration of technology and immortality should not become a dependency, but rather a complementary one. They decided to establish a dedicated cultivation area in the laboratory, encouraging cultivators to adhere to the cultivation of immortal methods while utilizing technology. They believe that only by combining both can one truly achieve personal growth and harmony between the 2 worlds. With the efforts of Lin Yi and Qing, the laboratory has become a true innovation center. It not only promotes the integration of technology and immortality, but also becomes a platform for cultural exchange between the 2 worlds. The residents of Lingdu and the underworld learn and progress together here, and their relationship becomes even closer. Chapter 10 concludes.